the entirety of my career is I want to make music that means something to me and to the people that might hear it. Yeah, it's just my attempt to make a difference. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
I appreciate you doing this. Thank you so much.
Of course, man. Of course. I appreciate you having me on.
Of course. I'm Adam, and this is about you and your journey in music, and we'll talk about the EP as well that you've coming out.
Cool. Sounds good, man.
Awesome. I always kind of start with your origin story a bit, like born and raised North Carolina. Is that what I saw?
Yep. Born and raised Eastern North Carolina, small town of like 600 people. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, man. About as small as you can get.
So was your school like, I don't know, like what was your graduating class? I'm just curious. 600 people is half the people that graduated from my
Yeah.
senior class of high school.
Yeah. So my high school is actually like it was the main feeder school for four of the towns in the county. So my
Oh wow.
graduating class was maybe 200, 1,000 people in the school in total.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
But it was four counties all fit into one school. It wasn't like, yeah,
yeah,
just
four
your
towns.
yeah, your
Yeah,
four towns. Your one town wasn't at one school. It's like you have four towns all in one school.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
wild.
absolutely, yeah,
Oh my gosh. Do you come from like a creative household or musical family at all?
absolutely not, man. I'm the only one in my family that does music. Yeah,
Oh my
so
gosh.
yeah, so I would say it's lonely, but it's not really. I've my whole family supports me, even though they're not the most.
They don't understand
Yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's cool. Well, like how do you get into music? Was it something that you've always fell in love with? Did you grow up listening to music? Like how did it kind of
Yes.
spill over into this?
So growing up, my mom and my dad were both products of the grunge era. So music was very central to them. And growing up in the early 2000s, it's what me and my mom would do on the long drives to, she would take me to school. She would take me to see my dad. He's a gang warden. So his patrol areas were like all over the state. So we would have
Oh
to
wow.
go see him, a lot of the times, and we would always listen to music. And, it could go from Pearl Jam to Green Day, right on to George Strait, in the early
Hmm.
era church stuff. So I was all over the place, raised to love music. And I was 19, working a blue collar job, straight out of high school, traveling all over the state for this job and in college. So I had a lot going on, a lot to
Hmm.
process. So one day I just decided to pick up a guitar and, just watch some YouTube guitar lessons. And
At 19, so you're 19 years old and you haven't played like music didn't
never,
come. Yeah, this is all like very recent then ish.
yeah, 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 never played any instrument, never sang a note, never wrote a song. And just decided one day that that was what I wanted to do. So I picked it up, played for about a year, and then started writing my own songs. So
Oh my,
yeah,
so you got okay. Do you remember like was there something that kind of sparked you to be like, I want to pick up a guitar? Or there was just so much going on that you're like, maybe this would be a good outlet?
It was that really, honestly, it was basically just my therapy for myself. Because I mean, at 19, I was working 40 hours a week and still
Yeah.
commuting to college. And I was overloaded with a lot of stress, and I had a lot of things I needed to get out. But I had to have like a good creative outlet to get things off of my chest that all my work buddies wouldn't make fun of me for. So yeah. So
Well,
playing the
I mean,
guitar is the first
songwriting,
thing.
yeah. So writing your own songs is that's being that's vulnerable enough to where they might make fun of you too, though, right?
Yeah, yeah, but if you write good songs, then
Okay, it's true. Oh wow. Okay, so 19, and you said it took you about a year to start writing your own songs. You're just what? You
yeah.
get off work or get off school, and you just go home and watch YouTube and try to learn how to play.
Yeah, I would basically just get off work, covered in dust and dirt. I'd grab my guitar and go out to, I was living with my parents at the time for the small amount of time I was home every week. I'd grab my guitar and go sit out in the building where nobody could hear me,
Mhm.
So and I would just pick a song, just a random song that I'd heard on the radio, and I'd sit there and I'd try to learn it. And that was basically that was it. And then, listening to all those country guys, that really got me started writing. I was able to take some inspiration from some of my favorite artists and start writing my own stuff.
And what was that like? Like once you write your own, you okay, like year into this, you're 20-ish, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna write a song. And do you is the are the first ones good enough to be like, I'm gonna show people, or like, how do you then get the courage to what? Do you put it online? Are you going the TikTok route? Like, how do you start letting people know or showing people your music?
Yeah, so I didn't show anybody my songs for at least a year. So in my notes, there are songs back from like 2020 that I refuse to show people because they are like hot garbage. But that's okay.
Sure.
I was 21. My parents took me to Nashville for my 21st birthday. As weird as that sounds, and me and my dad were bar hopping down Broadway, and somehow or another, I got called up on stage to sing a song at a Big Machine right off Broadway here,
Uh huh.
and got up there, and people came down. People were doing a little tour or whatever, and came down to watch me and like line the stairwell, which was really cool. So I kind of figured like, hey, I might have something here, and booked some shows on the drive back home, little dive bar shows. Close to home, maybe 10
Yeah.
people, 10 people in the place. But that was where it started, and I really got the want to promote myself after an audition for American Idol didn't go too well, and I was like, stick it to the man. I'm gonna do it anyway. So here we are.
Oh, you did an American Idol audition.
Yeah, yeah, I did in 2021. Six
Okay.
months, 6 months after I like publicly started playing and singing music, I did American Idol, and it didn't go very well, but that's in the past. I used it as some determination, and
Sure.
here we are.
Dang. So once you get back and you've got songs, how are you trying to just build around North Carolina area? Are you coming back to Nashville a lot to play? How do you
Yeah,
really start to
so
build your brand and everything?
Yeah, so I started heavy on TikTok right after the American Idol thing, and I think it was like 2 weeks later, I had my first video go viral, and I was covering a Zach
Wow.
Bryan. I was covering a Zach Bryan song, and that gave me all the vindication I needed. I was like, I knew it. And then I started booking shows around Greenville, North Carolina, which is where the ECU campus is. So, shout out Dirty Dan's and Pantana Bob's in Greenville, North Carolina. That's where, I really started cutting my teeth and honing my skills at, doing an acoustic set and getting that worked out right. And that was it. And just kept posting on TikTok on the days I wasn't working. I think back then I was posting once a week or something like that. And
Hmm.
eventually, over time, I built up a little audience, like 40,000 people. And my manager now found me. You know, signed me to a record deal, and here we are. A few
Oh,
hundred
that
thousand
through
followers later.
yeah, through
Yeah,
TikTok. That's how
yeah,
your
through
manager found you.
TikTok. Yeah.
That's so wild.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And, that was a great tool for me, working, 40, 50 hours a week, still in college, playing shows on the weekend. The amount of time you have to promote yourself is very limited.
Oh,
You know,
sure.
so, TikTok has been extremely beneficial to me.
What was it like being able to go in and stop doing that 40-hour a week job? To be like, I'm
Uh,
doing this with music.
I was really stubborn about it, man. I worked a blue collar job up until about 6 months ago.
Oh, really? Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
this before with people though, or somebody like that was the greatest day of my life, being able to go and quit or whatever. But
Yeah, man, I've done it so long. I was honestly from the time I was basically born, I've been working in a body shop with my grandpa.
oh
So
wow,
hard work is like literally just who I am, and it was tough for me. It was like an addiction. Like I just couldn't step away from it because then I felt like I was being idle. So about 6 months ago, I finally quit my day. I quit my blue collar job. And just this past week, we moved to Nashville. So
Oh, wow.
I'm taking things really slow.
Yeah.
But
You're in I live in Nashville or South Nashville, south of Nashville.
yeah, same. Yeah, I'm Southwest. Yeah,
Cool, man. That's awesome. Do
yeah,
you like
brother.
it? I'm sure you'd love it.
So far, yeah, man. I've spent so much time here in the last 2 years that this place feels just as much like home as you know Kenansville, North Carolina did.
Sure.
So yeah,
Awesome.
it's cool to finally be up to par with what everybody else is doing. I feel like I
Mhm.
should have moved a long time ago, but hey,
Yeah.
it's what it is, man. It's what it is.
Exactly. And North Carolina isn't very far if you're coming here to track and stuff anyway.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, it wasn't too bad. Little
yeah.
cool little 9 hour drive.
Yeah. Right on. So so you get the manager reaches out to you, you sign with Warner, which is huge. I can't,
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah. And what was like, tell me about what that was like. And then from there, do you have the Lost Boys EP done before you signed with them, or how did that all work? Because I know, didn't they put out the first EP for you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I had released some songs. None of them were very good. I had
Okay.
released some songs, through the time, and I signed with Warner, and I believe it was September of 22. I signed with Warner Records, or 23, 22 or 23. And I was still working a blue collar job in a factory, and actually just got into a workplace accident and almost cut my fingers off, like these two fingers on my
Oh
fret hand.
my gosh.
Yeah, so I went to my record label signing, up here in Nashville, met the VP, or I think he might be the CEO of Warner Records now, Aaron Bayshuk, with my hand in a cast. So, and in all the press pictures, I'm like hiding my hand behind my back so nobody can see that I'm like crippled myself up.
Sure. He's like, "Are you still gonna be able to play, or what are we doing here?"
Yeah, he was like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'll be good in a week."
Don't worry
But
about it.
yeah, I in fact was not good in a week. But I had all these songs written, man, and all that we basically had to do was get in there and start tracking them, and I tracked them back home in a little shack behind my buddy Kalen's house and threw them out there.
Really?
Yeah, man. So, and eventually, we've kind of kept that format for a lot of stuff, and we're now starting to evolve into newer sounds. Kind of getting the whole fully produced thing, which is something I've been looking forward to since I did the acoustic stuff.
Yeah. So, okay, wow. So that first EP you put out was all stuff that you had recording with your friend behind the house?
Yeah, dude, it was like a little shack as big as your like a master bedroom, maybe. And he
Oh
had,
my gosh.
all the computers and all that stuff up there. Yeah, and that was it. I mean, it literally is a backyard recording studio. So I drove 10 minutes from my house and tracked that EP and put it out.
When you put
So,
it out, do you go on like with signing a record deal and all that stuff? Are you out on the road? I'm sure you got to do some tours right away on that and
yeah,
everything.
so I haven't been able to do like a full grounded tour. I've done one. I went overseas to Europe with Warren Ziders, which honestly was the coolest experience ever.
Oh wow, he's great. I've had him on my show before.
Dude,
A couple times
love that
actually.
guy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
awesome.
and this past summer I was able to go and I was able to go play like 6 or 7 shows with Warren and 49 Winchester. So we've had some really cool opportunities basically just bounding off that EP. Um, and it's also cool, for the fan to come out and hear, what this song sounds like in my brain, and not just in an acoustic
Right,
thing.
because you have a full band with you when you're touring and everything.
Right. Yeah. 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 Except for the European thing when it was just me and my guitar player just out there,
Mhm.
slinging Coldplay covers and German.
Wow. Well, okay. So, talk to me about the new EP then, the upcoming. I know you've released what 4 or 5 songs already.
Yes. Yeah. So I put out Pretend, Houston, Carolina, Mr. Tennessee, and
And
Hard
Hard
Time.
Times, the newest one, right?
Yep. And
Okay.
this new one, the EP is like all of that stuff combined plus two new ones called Hold On and It Can Wait. And this stuff, I'm excited about putting out all of my music. I'm excited about every song I write.
Mhm.
But these songs I wrote with, some of the guys I really look up to in the music business. I wrote "Hold On" and "Hard Times" with Randy Montana and Nick Walsh, which are honestly two geniuses of a songwriters. And Ross Copperman did the production on "Hard Times," "Hold On," and "It Can Wait." So it's everything I have wanted my music to sound like. I was really able to sit down with Ross and just discuss what I want the sound to be. And
Mhm.
this EP is exactly what I have wanted my music to sound like since I started. And the songs themselves, they're not your run of the mill, country country music. It's
Right, not at all. At least the
yeah.
4 I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, and Ross calls it grown man music, which is the best description ever. So yeah, it talks about heavy topics. It talks about sacrificing. It talks about finding something to hold on to when you feel like the world is just caving in on top of you. And it talks about just being frustrated with the world, and when you feel like everything is going your way, and you see all these things happening around you, so they talk about really heavy topics, and which is what I've used my music to do
Mhm.
the entirety of my career is I want to make music that means something to me and to the people that might hear it. Yeah, it's just my attempt to make a difference.
I love that. And that's even like you said earlier, kinda how you started into it. You wanted an outlet for all the stuff that was going on, so you just tried to learn how to play guitar, or you started to learn how to play guitar, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just music's been a saving grace to me. So, if I can return that favor for somebody else, like just one person, then I'm good. I
I
could retire right now. So
I love it. Did you record where did you record this, in Nashville, or you didn't
yeah, I did. I recorded it with Ross in his studio here in Nashville. So that was the first time. I'd worked with my buddy Micah Carpenter before, but yeah. So I'm slowly moving my
Yeah.
operations out here to Nashville, which is such a great thing. It might be disconcerting to some of my fans that just really like acoustic stuff, but this is where we're going. This is the direction we're taking it now.
I love it, yeah. Was it different? I mean, you recorded in your friends, you said it's like a little shack in the behind his house, and then this must have been a totally was this the first experience you've ever had, like, in a bigger like a proper studio with all the bells and whistles?
Yeah, so a lot of the technology and stuff is a little more updated, and it's Nashville. You got all the bells and whistles here in Nashville, but I have really founded a lot of my recording situations and studios or whatever with people I can relate to. You can form this little bond over creating this sound. So that's really what I have strived to do. I have just formulated really good relationships with all the guys I work with. So yeah, so it's a little different, but it's all the same feelings in the studio.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, EP comes out in a couple weeks, right? Or next
Yeah,
week?
the 17th. Yeah, man.
Yeah, a couple weeks. That's
Yeah, so
exciting.
excited. Yeah, yeah, man.
Are you doing anything big for the release? Are you doing I know you have some shows coming up, but are you gonna do a tour, do you think?
No, I think I'm actually going to take a couple months off, really sit in and sit down with some of my guys and write what might be an album in the future sometime. So
Oh, damn, okay.
yeah, getting geared up to just write some really good music, man. That's what I'm in it for. I love the music. Love making music, love writing and recording it. So, that's what I'm really excited for. It's what I'm looking forward to right now. So yeah.
Love it. I love it. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah,
I
man, of course. I
Yeah,
appreciate you guys having me.
of course. I do have one more question. I wanna know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
Keep going. Don't give up. This business separates the people that want it and the people that don't want it. And if you want it bad enough, you just stay determined, Keep doing it, keep posting, keep playing shows, keep writing songs. Never give up, and eventually you'll get somewhere.
Bringing it backward.